Never reheat these 4 foods. Cancer. What science says about food safety and hidden risks. Here's the expanded first keynote in a compelling, science-based style. Imagine opening your refrigerator, pulling out last night's leftovers, placing them in the microwave, and believing you're making a smart, healthy choice. After all, reheating food saves time, reduces waste, and makes busy days easier. But what if some of the biggest risks aren't the leftovers themselves? They're the way we store, handle, and reheat them. Across the internet, you've probably seen alarming headlines claiming that reheating certain foods can cause cancer. These warnings spread quickly because they sound frightening, but are they actually true? The answer is more interesting than you might expect. While simply reheating food does not automatically cause cancer, some foods can become unsafe if they are stored incorrectly, reheated multiple times, or cooked at extremely high temperatures. In other cases, the real danger comes from bacteria that grow when cooked food is left at room temperature for too long. Understanding the difference between myths and evidence can help you make safer choices without unnecessary fear. In this video, we'll separate fact from fiction using practical, science-based information that anyone can follow in their own kitchen. You'll discover which common foods deserve extra attention, why repeated heating can sometimes create unwanted chemical compounds, and how a few simple habits can dramatically reduce food safety risks. Most importantly, you'll learn that protecting your health doesn't require expensive diets or complicated routines. It starts with knowing how to handle everyday meals the right way. Some of the foods on today's list are probably sitting in your refrigerator right now, and one small mistake with them could increase the risk of foodborne illness or reduce their quality. Stay with us until the very end, because the final tips could completely change the way you prepare, store, and reheat your family's meals, while helping you avoid common mistakes that millions of people make every single day from likes. Here's the expanded keynote 2 with approximately 300 words, without any subheading, and without an ending sentence. Rice is one of the most commonly eaten foods in the world, and because it's inexpensive, filling, and easy to prepare in large batches, many people cook enough for several meals. But what surprises many people is that the greatest risk isn't reheating rice itself. It's what happens before the rice is reheated. Uncooked rice can naturally contain spores of a bacterium called Bacillus cereus. These spores can survive the cooking process because they are highly resistant to heat. If cooked rice is left sitting at room temperature for several hours, the spores can grow into bacteria that produce toxins. Unfortunately, some of these toxins are not destroyed by reheating, even if the rice becomes steaming hot. This means that microwaving or frying contaminated rice may not make it safe again. Symptoms of food poisoning caused by these toxins can include nausea, vomiting, stomach cramps, and diarrhea, sometimes developing within just a few hours after eating. The good news is that this risk is easy to reduce with proper food handling. After cooking rice, allow it to cool only briefly, then refrigerate it within about 2 hours, or within 1 hour if the environment is very hot. Store it in shallow containers so it cools quickly and evenly. When you're ready to eat it again, reheat only the portion you plan to use, making sure it is heated thoroughly until it is steaming all the way through. Avoid reheating the same batch multiple times, as repeated cooling and reheating can increase opportunities for bacterial growth if the rice is not handled correctly. If the rice has been left on the kitchen counter overnight, or has an unusual smell, texture, or appearance, it is much safer to throw it away than to take the risk of eating it, especially for older adults, young children, pregnant women, and anyone with a weakened immune system. Thanks. If you'd like, I can also expand keynote 3 to 300 words in the same style. Here's the expanded keynote 3 with approximately 300 words without any subheading, and without an ending sentence. Potatoes are packed with fiber, vitamin C, potassium, and other valuable nutrients, making them one of the healthiest and most versatile foods you can eat. However, like rice, the biggest concern is usually not reheating them. It is how they are stored after cooking. Freshly cooked potatoes are generally safe, but if they are left at room temperature for several hours, especially when wrapped tightly or stored improperly, they can become a favorable environment for harmful bacteria to grow. In rare cases, improper storage, particularly of foil-wrapped baked potatoes kept at room temperature, has been associated with the growth of Clostridium botulinum, the bacterium that produces the toxin responsible for botulism. Although botulism is uncommon, it is a serious illness that can affect the nervous system and requires immediate medical attention. More commonly, potatoes that are left out too long can simply spoil due to the growth of other bacteria, making them unsafe to eat. The safest approach is to refrigerate cooked potatoes within about 2 hours of cooking, or within 1 hour if the surrounding temperature is very warm. Store them in clean, airtight containers or remove foil from baked potatoes before refrigerating to allow them to cool more effectively. When reheating, ensure the potatoes are heated thoroughly until they are steaming hot all the way through. Avoid repeatedly cooling and reheating the same portion, as each cycle increases the chance of bacterial contamination if the food is not handled properly. Before eating leftover potatoes, always check for signs of spoilage, such as an unpleasant smell, excessive moisture, mold, or a slimy texture. If anything seems unusual, it is always safer to discard the food rather than risk foodborne illness. Simple habits like rapid cooling, proper refrigeration, and careful reheating can help you continue enjoying potatoes safely while protecting yourself and your family from avoidable health risks. Here's the expanded Keynote 4, with approximately 300 words, ask, without any subheading, ask, and without an ending sentence, ask. Processed meats such as bacon, sausages, hot dogs, salami, pepperoni, ham, and many deli meats are popular because they are convenient, flavorful, and quick to prepare. However, these foods deserve special attention. Not because reheating them automatically causes cancer, but because processed meats themselves have been associated with an increased risk of certain cancers when consumed regularly over long periods. Many processed meats contain preservatives, such as sodium nitrite or nitrate, which help prevent bacterial growth and maintain color. During high-temperature cooking or repeated reheating, these compounds can contribute to the formation of substances called nitrosamines, some of which have been shown to be carcinogenic in laboratory studies. In addition, grilling, frying, or charring processed meats at very high temperatures can produce other potentially harmful compounds, including heterocyclic amines and polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. Research suggests that the overall pattern of frequent consumption of processed meats, especially when cooked at high temperatures, is more important than a single reheated meal. This means that enjoying these foods occasionally is very different from eating them every day, as a regular part of your diet. If you choose to eat processed meats, cook them gently whenever possible, instead of allowing them to burn or become heavily charred. Avoid reheating the same serving multiple times, and pair these foods with vegetables, fruits, and whole grains to create a more balanced meal. Better yet, consider replacing processed meats more often with fresh sources of protein, such as chicken, fish, eggs, beans, or lentils, which provide important nutrients without the same level of processing. Small changes in your daily eating habits can have a meaningful impact over time, reducing unnecessary exposure to potentially harmful compounds while supporting heart health, digestive health, and overall long-term well-being through a more balanced and nutritious dietary pattern health. Here's the expanded Keynote 5 with approximately 300 words, without any subheading, and without an ending sentence, Many people reuse cooking oil because it seems economical and convenient, especially after frying foods like chicken, potatoes, fish, or snacks. While using oil once for cooking is generally safe when done properly, repeatedly heating the same oil over and over can gradually change its chemical structure. Each time oil is exposed to high temperatures, oxygen, heat, and moisture begin to break down the fats through a process called oxidation. As this happens, the oil can produce harmful byproducts, including aldehydes and other oxidation compounds that may contribute to inflammation and oxidative stress in the body. The risk becomes even greater when oil is heated until it smokes, because the smoke point indicates that the oil is starting to degrade rapidly. Scientific studies suggest that regularly consuming foods cooked in repeatedly reused oil may have negative effects on heart health and overall well-being, although the greatest concern comes from frequent, long-term exposure rather than an occasional meal. Oils also become darker, thicker, and develop an unpleasant smell as they deteriorate, all of which are signs that they should be discarded. If you deep fry food at home, strain the oil after it cools to remove food particles. Store it in a sealed container away from light and heat, and avoid reusing it multiple times. Choose cooking oils with appropriate smoke points for the type of cooking you are doing, such as avocado oil, refined peanut oil, or canola oil for higher temperature cooking, while extra virgin olive oil is better suited for moderate heat or finishing dishes. Whenever possible, consider healthier cooking methods like baking, steaming, grilling, or air frying, which require little or no added oil while still producing delicious results. By paying attention to the condition of your cooking oil and avoiding repeated overheating, you can reduce unnecessary exposure to unwanted compounds and make everyday meals safer and slower. Here's Reheated Reels. Here's the expanded Keynote 6 with approximately 300 words, without any subheading, and without an ending sentence. The good news is that you do not need to fear every leftover meal or stop reheating food altogether. In fact, when done correctly, reheating leftovers is a safe, practical, and budget-friendly way to reduce food waste and enjoy nutritious meals. The key is following a few simple food safety habits that can make a significant difference. Start by refrigerating cooked food within 2 hours of preparation, or within 1 hour if the weather is very hot. Divide large portions into smaller, shallow containers so they cool more quickly and evenly. Keep your refrigerator at or below 4 degrees Celsius 40 degrees Fahrenheit, and your freezer at minus 18 degrees Celsius to slow bacterial growth. When reheating leftovers, make sure they reach an internal temperature of at least 74 degrees Celsius, 165 degrees Fahrenheit, ensuring they are steaming hot all the way through. Stir soups, sauces, and casseroles during reheating to eliminate cold spots where bacteria can survive. Avoid reheating the same food multiple times. Instead, only warm the portion you plan to eat, and leave the rest refrigerated until needed. Always trust your senses when checking leftovers. If food has an unusual odor, mold, a slimy texture, or has been sitting at room temperature for too long, it is safer to throw it away than to risk foodborne illness. Remember that many harmful bacteria cannot be seen, smelled, or tasted, so proper storage and timing are just as important as appearance. Labeling leftovers with the date they were prepared can also help you avoid keeping food longer than recommended. Most cooked leftovers are best eaten within 3 to 4 days when stored properly in the demand. By combining safe storage, careful reheating, and sensible food handling, you can continue enjoying your favorite meals with confidence, while protecting your health and reducing unnecessary risks for everyone in your household. Here's a strong concluding section that fits the speech and ends with a clear call to action. As we've discovered today, the real issue isn't simply reheating food, it's how that food is stored, handled, and cooked. Many of the frightening claims you see online leave out the most important part. Science shows that safe food practices matter far more than fear or myths. Rice, potatoes, processed meats, and repeatedly heated cooking oil each have their own risks. But those risks can often be reduced with simple habits like refrigerating leftovers, promptly reheating food thoroughly, avoiding repeated heating, and choosing fresh, minimally processed foods whenever possible. These small decisions may seem insignificant today, but over months and years, they can contribute to better health for you and your family. Remember, good nutrition isn't about perfection. It's about making informed choices consistently. Every meal is an opportunity to support your body, protect your health, and lower unnecessary risks. By understanding the facts instead of believing every viral headline, you become better equipped to prepare food safely and confidently. If you found this information helpful, share it with your family and friends, because these simple food safety habits could help prevent avoidable illness and encourage healthier everyday routines. Thank you for watching, take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next video with more practical, evidence-based health tips to help you live a longer, healthier, and happier life. If you're creating this as a YouTube video, the next step is the SEO-Friendly description, 40-minute timestamps, hashtags, keywords, tags, and clickable title variations, *.